Laurel County Sheriff John Root telling us that deputies have been to Couch's home in Woodbine. That's about 20 miles south of us here in London. Now, they say they found some evidence there and they collected it. They did not elaborate on what that evidence is. It's still a very active scene here in Georgetown, and this is right off of Interstate 75 at mile marker 127. And I'm going to step out of the way to show you lots of officers still on scene. Under this bill, any juvenile at least 15 years old and commits a crime using a gun, functioning or not, would start their legal process at an adult circuit court. Right now, this parking lot looks pretty standard. You know, you got a few cars, but other than that, there's really not much else here. Most of Lexington saw 3 to 4 inches of snow Thursday night into Friday morning with this winter storm system. Now that the accumulating snow is gone, Lexingtonians are digging out and clearing the way. Right up this hill is where investigators initially began their search for Joseph Couch, the alleged gunman in a mass shooting on I-75 2 Saturdays ago. They also say it's where he dumped his vehicle following the crime. We are getting closer and closer to Kentucky Derby 150. I'm here in the Woodford Reserve Club. We are right by the track. You can see lines of people just waiting for race and enjoying the beautiful day. State Representative John Blanton says this bill does not inhibit a person or person's right to protest, but says those actions cross a line when they purposely try to stop the House or Senate from debating a matter. It's been closed for 5 years since the winter of 2019 for remodeling and renovations, and starting next week, students here at Eastern Kentucky University will walk through these doors into their new home. Take a look behind my right shoulder. Past that chain link fence, you can see a building in an industrial park totally caved in. The Bloomington police say it was really the forensics that allowed investigators to identify that body as 25-year-old Jelani Day. In just over an hour, Bart McNeil will make his return to the McLean County courtroom with lawyers in hand, where they'll argue why newly found evidence that they believe proves his innocence should be moved on to an evidentiary hearing. You can see they're still actively fighting the fire at the Green Gables Bar and Grill. We have firefighters from Hudson, Gridley, and the town of Normal. A new reality coming for both Ameren, Illinois and Nicor gas customers. Turn up the thermostat and be willing to pay up. Both companies warning of substantially higher heating bills come this winter. That survey using data from 2021 shows 25.5% of children ages 10 to 17 in Kentucky are considered obese. Lexington's Lex Count survey shows 825 people in the city are experiencing homelessness. Hospitals nationwide, including many in Kentucky, are postponing new elective surgeries and non-emergency procedures in an effort to conserve IV fluids. Ferrero will be adding 70,000 square feet to its already over 200,000 square foot plant in Bloomington, Wednesday breaking ground on its new chocolate processing facility. Some of Vice President-elect J.D. Vance's family still call Eastern Kentucky home. Jackson resident Joe Profit is one of them. Finding out through genealogy, he is Vance's fifth cousin twice removed.
To put it in hillbilly terms, I was in hog heaven. Really kind of elated. It's a great feeling to know that I have bloodline in the White House, or I will have.
Profit was born in Breathitt County, but his family, much like Vance's, moved to Ohio for work. He moved back here 7 years ago. Profit says Vance can relate to the people of Appalachia because of his roots.
We need education more than anything, because that will raise you out of poverty. It raised him out. It raised me out. And it was just, I think that's where it's at, and I think he can do it, and I think he will.
Vance has written and spoken about spending many summers at his great-grandma's home with his mama on Panbull Branch. Teresa Spicer, founder of the Breathitt County GOP Women's Club, says Vance is relatable to the average Appalachian.
People in Breathitt County, we get him because it's the same lifestyle. A lot of people here moved away, but they still kept their roots and their ties, and they're still one of ours.
Stephen Bowling, director of the Breathitt County Public Library, says Vance's nomination shined an international spotlight on the county. He expects his election to see more people seeking interest in where the vice president-elect grew up, and hopes to see some opportunities come to the region.
We hope that he'll address some of the issues that he mentioned in his book with bringing industry back to the United States, making sure that rural areas receive the same opportunities to advance and grow as the urban areas do.
At just 18 years old, Lexington native Matthew Mullins is rising the ranks of pickleball.
Come on!
Mullins began playing 8 years ago after his parents picked it up. He grew to love the game and now teaches and plays all over the country.
That's kind of when I was like, okay, let's start taking me playing, me teaching, and let's actually have like a career in pickleball. I started doing leagues and stuff like that. Tournaments, I ran my own tournaments.
In his spare time, Mullins can be found here on the court, perfecting his game.
It's kind of like a free throw. You kind of want to have a routine going when you're serving. So I kind of tend to bounce it a couple times, and I just take the ball and hit it against my paddle and then serve. That way you can kind of like calm your nerves.
Recently, the business marketing major had the biggest win of his career, winning junior national champion at doubles in Houston.
We weren't expecting to win it. We were honestly just like, this is so cool being being in the championship, you know? And then finally, we win it. And it was awesome.
It's not just Mullins playing the game in Lexington. Pickleball Paddock hosts lessons and league play regardless of skill level.
The population of people playing has gone younger, and so the demand for it has dramatically increased.
Travis Redmond owns Pickleball Paddock. He began playing in 2017. USA Pickleball says it's America's fastest growing sport. Redmond noticed increased demand for the sport during the pandemic, and he attributes some of that to it being a sport almost anyone can play.
The equipment cost is really low. All you need is a paddle. You can go to Walmart and just get a basic paddle, bring a ball, but all athletic backgrounds. You don't have to have any athletic background. You can go out and play pickleball, and you can have a really good time playing it.
Playing professionally or for fun, anytime, anywhere.
You can just bring a paddle. There's always people to play with, and it's so much fun.
Serving up friendships and lifetime memories. In Lexington, Austin Schick, Spectrum News.